Hello, everybody. My name is Jamie McKetchie, and I'm the library director here at McPherson College. And I'm really excited to be here with your research methods class today. And we're going to be talking about searching scientific literature. So I'll be doing some lecturing and demonstrating about how to use the library's resources to do scientific literature searching. And I'll make a variety of short videos that you'll be watching, and then you can come back to them at any time to review this information. Or, of course, I always welcome students to reach out directly to me, and I'm happy to go over any of this with you at a later time as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about searching smarter and how Miller Library can help. The plan for today is we'll talk about the mission of Miller Library and the purpose of a literature search. Next, resource and database selection, search strategies, refining search results, and then finally, how to access content and manage your results and alerts. So first, I like to talk about the mission of Miller Library. Academic libraries have a slightly different mission than other libraries. So the mission of Miller Library is to provide access to information and to instruct and assist stakeholders in locating, using, and evaluating this information. So if there's any part of your academic career that has to do with accessing, locating, using, evaluating information, then the library is really your partner in doing that work. So let's talk about, because the types of resources that are found in academic libraries are a little bit different than what you go to public or school libraries for. Let's talk about these types of resources. The first is reference sources. So those typically are encyclopedias, which you can find on any topic that you can think of. So these huge multi-volume works that provide background information and little kind of mini articles about different topics within a field. Next is what librarians call monographs. You would probably just call it a book, but it's an item that is published once, usually by a single author, although you can have multiple authors. And then next is an academic journal. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit more detail because this is the type of resource that you're going to be using when pulling together your literature review. So what are academic or scholarly journals? First, they are periodicals focused on a specific academic discipline. So you have used periodicals in the past. Magazines are periodicals, newspapers are periodicals. They're anything that is published periodically to provide, regular updates to a particular audience, essentially. So an academic or scholarly journal just differs in that the audience is different, right? So the audience of an academic journal is an academic audience in a particular field. And of course, those that are writing the articles are experts within that field or in that academic discipline. Academic and scholarly journals, in the large part, contain original research by experts, but I like to mention that they also will include research or book reviews that are relevant to the field. Again, it's all about the scholarly communication and communicating to others in the field about what's going on. And so what you'll be specifically looking for is that original research, but also just know that you might come across a research or book review that might give you some background information, but won't be that original research. And finally, academic and scholarly journals have what are called editorial boards, and these groups of experts peer review articles before publication, and this ensures, of course, the quality of the research. So you'll be using these articles in your literature and literature search and review. And so let's just talk for a moment about what the purpose of a literature search and review is. First, this process is going to provide you with a foundation of knowledge on your topic. You, of course, know a lot, being juniors and seniors, have a lot of background knowledge, but this will give you a lot of additional information on your particular topic of research. Next, will help you identify areas of prior scholarship. This will prevent duplication of your research, but also give you the opportunity to give credit to other researchers who have done work in this area. Next, it will identify the relationship of works in context of its contribution to the topic and to other works. And finally, it'll help you place your own research within the context of existing literature, and that will help you make the case for why further study is needed. So the last part of this little video is I want to go through an example and just kind of show you what a single academic journal kind of looks like. So we're going to use Current Microbiology as our example. And here's that particular journal's page on their publisher's website. You can see here there's a description of kind of the aims and scope of this particular journal. So again, it's got this very specific academic focus. You can see here the editorial board. So this is the group of experts that will be reviewing articles before they're published in this particular journal. And finally, to kind of get a better understanding of the anatomy of a journal is kind of like what I like to call it. You can see here, again, it's a periodical. It's been published periodically for 77 years. We're now in the 77th volume. You can go all the way back here and see that volume 1 was in 1978. And there were 6 issues at that time. They've increased now to 12 issues a year. So you'll see every single year or volume has multiple issues that are usually numbered to correspond with, if it's monthly or quarterly. And then within an issue, there are particular articles that can be found on certain page ranges. So here's the most recent issue, and here are the different articles. You can see here's an article, an abstract, and so on and so forth. If you go to the publisher's website, you'll always see this buy the article for $40 or something like that. And so I'm going to talk in a future video about how you can use the library's resources and services to get, again, direct access to this information. So that was the first video, and I'll see you back in a little bit.